Well, welcome to the Love and Victory Show. Here's our host finally made it back into the studio. Miss Val, how you doing, Miss Val?
Oh, you really put me I'm late, y'all. Hey, y'all.
Don't you see?
I'm never late. I'm always on time. I'm doing just fine. Brother Carter, you just go ahead and you're doing so good.
Well, we're going to get today's show started. Today's show is talking about when the game changed. Is that what we talking about today?
You don't know the name of it?
When the game changed.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's supposed to be on.
What you talking about over there? You already did that.
No,
we got to introduce
we gotta
everyone, who they are, what they do.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Brother Carter got this. Don't.
How y'all feeling today, ladies?
You gonna do
that? Today we have on the show
Come on, bring it in here.
Very beautiful ladies on the show today.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourself. But
where's their camera?
Oh, Christina, you've been here before.
Yeah.
You know where your camera is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Look at the camera. Tell them people. Tell them people who you are.
How y'all doing?
Highlight yourself, girl.
Christina. I am a makeup artist, a mother, and so much more. But I mean, you guys know me. You've seen me before, multiple times. So we
y'all know Christina out here. Y'all know her. Don't act like her.
You know, I don't know. I never let people just brush by.
No, I don't know. So I want to know. Tell me.
Here's the thing for those people that are listening. I think it's so important. It's hard for us because that used to be my problem. It's hard for Lord Jesus. It's hard,
cut him off.
It's hard for people to really highlight themselves because you feel like you're bragging. But you know what? It's okay sometimes to see the good in you and share the good. It's not bragging. It's just who you are. So my sister right here. Come on, let them know exactly who you are. She's not just a mother. She's not just a makeup artist. She is so much more. Can you please?
Yeah, because I'm Brother Carter, co-host of the Love and Victory Show with Val. I'm the baddest co-host there ever was.
And a mess.
I'm the best looking co-host you can ever have.
Oh,
and look here, I'm funny as hell at times, you know.
Oh,
there you go. If you can't celebrate yourself, how can anybody else? Come on, do it one more time.
And I think that I do. My name is Christina. As I said, I am a makeup artist. I'm a mother, a lover of Jesus. Okay. Like that's where my heart is. You know, right now. And it's hard for me sometimes to introduce myself and just explain who I am. And
because it'll take a long time to do that.
It will. And then it's just, because I'm just such in this place right now with God. And it's just like, that's my everything. So
you're on a different journey right now.
And that's the thing that I really wanted to come out. Because when you see Christina, she's so much more than this beautiful face that you see. And so I really wanted her to say just that. She is a lover. Yeah, Jesus.
All right.
All right. Look at
she loved the Lord and he heard her cry.
Yes, he did.
I want to know what you gave him over the break. That is
he's naturally like.
Okay.
I just have to give you a hard time. It's fine.
No. She talking about me what I had over the break, but if y'all looking at the screen, y'all see all the cups. You see the cups.
I love it. This is what we do on the Love and Victory Show. We are so authentic. There's nothing fake about us. They know.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
so we have one other, a very beautiful lady on the show with long blonde hair, looking so gorgeous over there. Doc, you've been a part of Valerie's show of
9 or 10 months, maybe
it's
even.
what's the name of that
10,
show?
10
I
months.
think we started back in like February.
Yeah.
Was it
it's been a
February?
while.
So,
BK Career Conversation.
That's right.
Career Conversation, yes. But you've never been a part of the Love and Victory show.
This is my first time. I'm a Love and Victory virgin.
All right. Well, no worries. We're gonna unvirginize you.
It's gonna be all right, huh? Oh Lord, I don't know.
I'm not gonna use my Galveston term, but so I want you to look at that camera right there. Yes, ma'am. I want you to look at that camera and look at the hundreds and thousands of folks that are watching you today and tell them who are you and where did this doctor come from? Where did
is it really a doctor?
Yeah.
There is a doctor.
So we're gonna
in the
get
house,
to that. I want you to tell them who you are first, and then we'll go to the doctor.
All right. Well, I don't know. That's enough. You got enough time, or
just a story? Yeah, just
well, it's a story. Let me tell you, I do. It's a story.
We have just a few minutes.
Okay. All right.
We got somebody long-winded on the show today.
On speed now. So I am Dr. Marion Pinkston. I am from San Antonio. I was born and raised though in Lubbock, Texas. So I am a Red Raider.
All right. Guns up.
That's right. That's why I love my. Thank you. Yes, that's right. That's why I love my Pat.
Did you keep up with my nephew, DeAndre Washington, that was over there?
Yes.
That's literally that is family right there.
Are you serious?
I would never lie to you. You're sitting in the company of it, right?
I am.
Okay,
for
great.
sure. Okay. Well, I love that.
You're sitting amongst NFL royalty right now.
I know. Absolutely. So I like you again. That's good. Okay. That's all right. You're on my good side now. But I've been a doctor for 26 years, a family practitioner, but I also do integrative medicine. I think my kind of claim to fame is the fact that I was 300 pounds at one point and lost 181 pounds as of yesterday. That's a reason to applaud. There you go. So there you go. And there's more. I mean, that's a journey. You were talking about journeys and going through your journeys and whatnot, and that is definitely a journey. But now I have a podcast. I do a podcast with Val. I'm her co-host, and twice a month, and I've had so much fun. I love you. But I have my own, and you too. So I talk a lot about education for people and medicine. Some of the things that people don't know about real medicine, not what's practiced today. But I have 3 beautiful children, and
she's living life in its fullest.
I really am now. I mean, it's talk about journeys. I have a long sordid history of things, but
we're gonna
get to all of this because I don't want you to slide past this 300 pounds you were. You talking about when the game changed? You talking about a game changer?
That's a game changer.
Wow.
We have no idea.
I'm gonna sit back and observe on this show today.
On and popping. And before we can get this show started, because we are running just a tad behind, Abigail, if you can go ahead and give them the acronym for the show, and we're getting ready to do our thing.
Gonna be on and popping.
Before I give the acronym, I do want to give a few quick shout outs. So Dr. Pinkston mentioned that she is on VK Career Conversations. So be sure to follow the VK Career Conversations YouTube channel, Facebook page. We go live about twice a month, but you can also listen to it on the first and third Monday of every month on LV with Val Radio. We also have Tasteful and Toxic every Wednesday at 8 a.m. And we got some more shows coming. So stay tuned on the Love and Victory show. On the LV with Val app and on the website. I also wanted to give Miss Carter a big shout out because she is in a competition. She recently entered in for a competition called Fab Over 40. And so she is in the running right now. She's in first place.
Are you really? That is wonderful.
Yes,
congrats.
She is in first place.
And why not?
Why not?
Yes.
To win a few grand prizes. And so voting for the first round ends on October 19th. So we want to keep her up in first place. We're going to play a quick video that shows y'all a little bit more about.
If you know anything about Valerie, then you know she doesn't like to sit still for very long. So when an opportunity presented itself, she went for it. Valerie is now entered in New Beauty Magazine's Fab Over 40 competition. The winner will receive a glamorous 2-page spread in New Beauty Magazine, $40,000, and a dream spa vacation. Voting begins on October 9th, so help us win. No one is more fun, fierce, or fabulous than Valerie, so be sure to vote for her.
I was not expecting that, but I was.
And before you do the acronym on that, I want to elaborate a little bit on the Fab over 40 thing there. When you go in to vote on that Fab to 40 for Val, win, lose, or draw, you're still donating because it is. You can contribute to, I think, breast cancer.
It's breast cancer research, yes. And so you can, the more you donate, for every $1 you donate, that's an extra vote also for Ms. Carter.
And the thing that's so important, y'all, breast cancer is so prevalent.
Yes,
breast cancer awareness month too.
Yes,
and this is October. Yes,
just know that this is about helping someone else. So let's get busy. Let's keep it going.
Yes.
And by the way,
it's going to help her also, but it's going to be helping far greater cause than
yes. And the 19th is our anniversary. I refuse to go down on our anniversary.
Yes. So if you want to vote,
get out there and vote.
If you want to vote, the link is in our Instagram bio. You can also scan that QR code that I just played in the video, or if you go on lvwithval.com, there's a link at the very, very top of the page. It takes you straight to the voting page.
And vote every day. Vote.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Now we can go into
one more thing before you get that going. You know, October is my month. It's my birthday.
It's my birthday month. Don't forget.
Yes,
it's my birthday month.
When is your birthday?
October 29th. I'm a Scorpio.
29th. Oh, we got time for you. Mine is this week.
It's your time to shine.
Yes. So happy birthday to me. Y'all give me some shout outs now. I want some shout outs. You know, October the 18th is my birthday, and I want to see y'all do some likes and love and happy birthdays to Brother Carter. He turned 62 on October the 18th. So appreciate your love that you show.
All righty then. Okay, y'all. And now it's time for the acronym.
All right, we'll go right in with the acronym. So, as you know, the topic of today's show is when the game changes. So the acronym is here to kind of set the tone for the show and give us a nice something to go off of.
And before you do that, also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. You know, my wife did briefly go by. The anniversary is also our wedding anniversary on the 19th of October. My birthday on the 18th. Our anniversary is on the 19th. We celebrate 33 illustrious years together.
Matrimony.
Yes.
But how many years have we been together?
I'm talking about
45.
I'm talking about with the ring on it. 33.
Yeah, but that 45 counts.
Baby,
45. That's another.
How long
that's
did it
for
take
me.
you to ask her to marry you from 45 to 33 years? That's a long time.
Look, I had
They were
things
young.
to go through.
They worked some things out.
Yeah.
Men only count the time when the ring comes on.
Exactly.
They don't count the before.
See,
No, we do.
That's gonna help somebody else.
No, we do count that. That's in May. The 40 some years in May.
Men don't. But we're going to come back. That's going to be a part of this conversation when the game changed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I celebrate you in May also.
I know,
that we start dating in May.
But we're going to
May the 15th.
in this,
I know, 1978.
I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this show on the track. Oh Lord. But we're going to talk about that.
All right.
What you said in this conversation. Go ahead with the acronym.
So the acronym of the day is standards. S is for steadfast, unwavering in position or support. T is transparent, open and honest in communication and actions. A is authentic, genuine and true to oneself. N is naive, lacking experience or judgment, easily deceived or manipulated. D is diligent, showing careful and persistent effort in one's work or duties. A is apathetic, showing a lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. R is rational, logical, and reasonable in thinking. There's a long word, y'all. We got two left. Decisive is quick to make decisions and resolute in action. S is for selfish, concerned primarily with one's own interests, often disregarding the needs of others. So again, the acronym is here to kind of set the tone for the show, give us something to go off for today's conversation.
All righty then. Now we're getting ready to get this show going. Brother Carter have done the introductions. Abigail have given you guys the acronym of what we're going to talk about. And the show title is When the Game Changed. And now we're just getting ready to jump into it.
All right.
You guys have gotten some teasers of when our game have changed for us. With that being said, How has the perception of dating changed? Being single, having kids, being married. And I'm throwing that out there for anyone. We just going in hard.
Which one you starting with? You
can take any one of them.
This is huge to me.
Oh, and so I knew you was going. I knew you were going to grab that. Grab it.
No, this. We can go back to the cut the crap on this one too.
Okay,
this is how the dating world has changed. So I'm 54.
And let them know that you were married.
I was married. I was married for 21 years. And and so getting back out, this has been 7 years now that I've been out back in the dating world or whatnot. And it has been intense and terrifying. Things have changed. People have changed. And where that game changed, I'm assuming it comes from social media. I feel like that is a huge, it feels like a very shopping environment.
That's exactly what it is.
I do. I feel like and nobody is taking other people seriously any longer. It's about it's such another game. So exactly. And so, chivalry is dead. Values are dead. It has really, really changed. And I sometimes think, even as bad as it got, maybe I should have just stayed married. I couldn't have, or I wouldn't have left. And that's just, I have to say that. But that is something that I just tell people, don't get back out there. Either that, or when you do, be happy in yourself and be prepared to be alone with it. Now,
but when I don't mean to cut that off,
right?
Because I think what people tend to do is they come out with an expectation.
Absolutely.
And an expectation of what someone else is going to do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Where are you? I'm a firm believer. Don't go expecting someone to do something for you that you're unwilling to do for yourself.
Right.
So if you're going to get out there, if you're going to do anything in life, the expectation is, where are you at?
So there's what you're saying is absolutely true, because to build it up is something extremely negative, as I just did, because it is an extremely negative area.
I appreciate that.
Because it's scary.
What it is. Yes. But once you do figure out that your expectation of what you should do is take care of you and yourself and fix all those things in you, because there's plenty of people who are not perfect out there doing whatever they do. You don't have to participate in it, but you have to fix yourself first. And if you do, then you're able, I think, to find a better situation for yourself.
Because you're working on yourself, and then people can truly see who you are, and who you are. And you can also say, you know what, that's not going to, she is not going to line up with me.
Right.
It's I think
almost instantly
being out in the dating game, it's just kind of difficult to be authentic.
Yeah.
Would you say?
But it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But that's absolutely what you should do. Because if you really are true and authentic to yourself, you will do better. What we do is we give ourselves we give our best self and our best face for, a couple weeks, a couple months, and then we let the hair down, and then then show who we really are. Right. Just be who you really are from the very beginning. Cut the crap, really.
I think that's
so
how
what you're saying. You need to take the girdle off.
That's right.
Of life.
That's right. Take the makeup off.
Yeah.
Be who you are. Go ahead. What were you getting ready to say?
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, you have to, because speaking, I'm single as well, but I learned that it wasn't in what I thought that, let me be what I think that he wants or what he's looking for.
Right.
I think when you actually find it and you're on that place to, meeting the person that's for you is when you know how to be yourself.
Yeah.
Because how can he find you? How can he find you? If God told him, okay, this is your wife, she's like this, but yet but
you got a mask on right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So know who you are.
Yeah. So he won't be able to identify you.
Wow.
You will attract what you think of yourself. You will attract what you think of yourself.
Absolutely. And also, even in your relationship, if you're not willing to be exactly who you are, your mate is going to be like, you fake you one way today.
People can see it.
And I'm going to say to Brother Carter, because Brother Carter know me. I'm the same way every day. I don't care who's around, where I'm at, what's going on, because it's too draining to be something else. I used to be that person that would put a mask on to make everybody else comfortable.
Thank you.
It's too draining and it's not really authentic.
No,
so
you're a rare form of an individual, should I say, because there are many people out there not able to just be themselves as you are. And they have to put on these, they think they have to, should I say, put on these airs that they're here.
But I did that.
But no,
so
I
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you're saying, but that was me.
Yeah.
And I did that because I wanted to fit in and I wanted people to like me.
Right.
I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be a part of the club.
Right.
But you're still, when you're doing that, you're still not a part.
But that was a
You're
game.
betraying
That was
yourself.
that was something that transpired in your world that allowed you to come to this place of I'm not faking anymore.
Yeah,
there was a certain storm that took place.
It was a storm, and if we can go there, because it was a game changer for me when I finally looked at myself in full transparency. You know, I don't think I lost. How many pounds have you lost?
181.
I looked at myself one day, and I commend you for that. And there was a picture of my husband and I that we had taken. And I looked at it actually started before I had taken my daughter, my youngest daughter, and we went shopping. And I was in a dressing room and I was trying on some clothes and my daughter said to me, ugh. And she didn't mean anything about it. She was young.
Just a baby.
She was just she wasn't a baby, but she was old enough to know. Ugh. And so but I love my children. I love my children because we're so honest with everyone. And I was trying to find something to wear to an event. And I was trying on and I was asking her opinion. And she was like, ugh. And I had to keep going up in a size. And I hadn't even realized that I had gained so much weight. And it's not all about the weight. It's just the state of mind and the place that I was in.
Absolutely.
And so that was the first inkling. And then I continued to go around people that were not pouring back into me. They were taking from me. Sure. And they would make different jokes about my size and about different things I had on. And I would just play it off. But inside of me, I was crying and dying. On the inside, I was broken. But I had become numb to what they were saying. I still didn't see myself. And I had the most tragic thing happen to me. There was a loss and there was some things going on. And just fast forwarding, one day I decided to choose me. And I said, if everyone was gone out of my life today, would I like, in this state, would I like the person that I am? And could I live with just having just that one person, which is me?
The person in the mirror.
That person, could I live with her? And I couldn't.
Right.
So I had to say, well, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
And so I'm going to look into this camera and I'm going to ask you guys, whatever state you in, ask yourself, can you live with the person that you are today? And if you can, only you know it, then be okay with it.
Right.
But if you can't, and I was where I was, I couldn't. So I had to make some life decisions for me so I can keep living. So
right. Well, I think we've all had kind of that moment where we've come across that. I wish we'd come across it younger.
Yeah.
Maybe we did. We just didn't recognize it. But I had a moment like that.
But the weight,
48.
it wasn't just about the weight. It was a mindset.
It absolutely.
And so with that, when you start to shed those unrealistic expectations that you've allowed other people to place on you and you've placed on yourself, and don't get me wrong, people are going to have a problem with when you change.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to say, oh, she's changing. Who is this? But remember, those old thoughts are still there.
Right.
And it's easy to go back into it. But when you truly, truly stand in who you are, then it doesn't matter what people think, say.
So what you're saying, what I'm hearing you say is that you hit rock bottom, should I say?
I did.
On how you felt about yourself.
Yes.
You have to.
Yeah. And what we want to do here on the Love and Victory Show with Val is give you an avenue of where you don't have to go to the bottom before you
But sometimes
you
have to.
But what I'm saying is, what we do on this show, we talk about things
so that
openly.
You can see yourself. Yeah.
So if you learn, you don't have to experience.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So sometimes open your ears.
Right. You don't have to go through the mud of life before you can get to where you need to go in life.
Right. We do that with our children, don't we? You know, we tell them, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah.
We try to get them to learn from our experience.
Most of us have to have our own experience.
But
before
they do. They have to go through it. And so, but it's always lovely to hear, and maybe somebody's going through it right now.
Right.
And they can, hear and see that there is, an alternative. But what is that alternative? The alternative is to be authentic to yourself and learn. I'm like you. I tried to please everybody in my world, and you cannot do that.
Oh my God.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting. And what people don't understand is that, especially people that have come accustomed to you doing whatever it takes to keep them in your world, they really don't care about you.
Right.
It's all about what
their
they can
comfort,
get out of you. Exactly.
What they can get from you, or
what they don't realize, they have you on this. I walking a tightrope of life.
Right.
And so they say they care about you, but they're not allowing you to really live
That's
life.
Right.
And so it's so important that you really figure out, and I'm not here trying to be on a soundbox this morning. I don't know why this is going on, but it's somebody out there need to hear. It's okay to love you.
Right.
It's okay to choose you. And don't worry about other people feeling the need to tell you who you are.
If they can keep you down, they can keep that control and keep their life comfortable by keeping you in a certain place. And I think that's what a lot of my weight was about, was trying to pad myself from that pain that, I was feeling constantly. And there was one day I just looked in the mirror and I'm like, this is not who you are. This is not what your dad raised you to be.
Yes.
And, here I'm sitting in front of patients telling them
about being
healthy. And I just shook my head and I thought, this is just not
just a hypocrite
congruent
sitting over there.
This is not congruent with what my teachings. I've got to practice what I preach.
Oh, I hear you, Christina.
Wow.
You don't even have to say. She's not saying a word, but she wants.
She's feeling that, and
come on, jump in this.
Because you got to think about it too. Sometimes, and from my experience, it may come from a good place, like when it comes from parents saying, "Oh, you should be this," and "Oh, you need to be that," and they, like, for instance, my mom, she always was like a perfectionist, but sometimes your parents could live vicariously through you. She's always like, "Oh, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that," and it created something that I wasn't, that I could never. It was so unhealthy for me, and I could never authentically.
But if you didn't do that, she didn't love you, right? Or
she loved me, but she just she set an artificial standard for me, and it didn't allow me to be comfortable in who I was and who I am
and what you were supposed to be
and what I was supposed to be. Just even with the makeup, to that, like, she will always say, I remember one time we got into it, she was like, "Well, you're a makeup artist, you're going to church and you're supposed to have makeup on, you're supposed to." And I mean, I was at a place to where I wouldn't go anywhere without makeup because I always have my mom telling me this, and then I was so big on critiquing myself. "Oh, this isn't right. This isn't right. Oh, you got to fix that. Okay. Oh, your shirt isn't right," or whatever it may be. And it just was so intense to where it's just like, I give up.
Right.
And I had to let her know.
I have to say, ouch. Just like Brother Carter said earlier about when he was talking about him. And you said
talking about putting your standards
on other people. I have to say, ouch, because of being the woman that was always allowing other people to pour into me. I projected that on my daughters. And so it was whenever someone was coming for them, I gave them the fight that I thought they needed because I didn't want them to feel the pain.
Right.
You didn't want to be like you with the fight
I
that you
didn't have. And so what I was always doing was, okay, baby, keep it together. They have this issue. That's with them. But what I should have been doing, and I thank God for my children because they love me and they understand that I've always been honest with them. And then when something like this comes out, I can call myself out. Even with my youngest child, she went off to college and she was in North Texas. And she's always kept herself groomed, looking beautiful. And she went to she wanted to go natural. It was during the phase everybody was going natural, and it was so cold and snowing there. And natural to me, all I thought, because I didn't know, her hair was going to be wet. You're going to get sick. You're not going to be able to stay in school.
Right.
How is that going to look? And I didn't realize the day. And I said to her, and she has a beautiful set of hair. Her hair is beautiful. And I said, girl, you don't even have the hair for that. What are you doing? And my daughter, I later found out years later, it really, because she talked to me about it. She said, I broke her. I tore her down by putting her down, by saying that.
Because that wasn't to you.
No, because I didn't even understand what going natural was.
Right.
And so I projected wet hair, which what I was projecting in her was I didn't believe in her and I didn't see her beauty. And I was trying to project my own brokenness. And so I appreciate you saying that.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
And it's not that you come from a malicious place and you try to be evil or put them down. You really come from a good place, but it comes from an unhealed place in you.
Right.
And
it transferred that
an unresolved place within yourself.
Now they're unresolved.
Yeah.
And that you transfer that, not realizing it.
And so we don't see that is the generational curse.
Right.
That is a part of
that
it.
is exactly
That's
what
a
it is.
generational curse.
And I think we all subject to do this.
We do.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all have this in our DNA.
Yes.
To want our children to be something that we didn't do in our lives, but we see in them they can go further than what I went to.
Right.
So.
But their definition of further may not be our definition.
But
it doesn't make them any less.
But we always want someone that we care about not to experience the pain that either we're in or we have went through. And so for me, it was never about not seeing her beauty or even any of my children's beauty. It was always about protecting them from never feeling what I used to feel.
Right.
And so anybody that's out there doing it, remember, there is a flip side to what you're doing. You're projecting and I know it's coming from a good place because you want to protect them from what you're feeling. And if it's not coming from a good place, it's coming, if it's negative, you're still projecting.
And isn't it funny how your intention not to give them something negative is exactly what you did?
Wow. Exactly. It's exactly.
Because it goes back to my crap of the day. You put them in the box of yourself when everybody's different.
Right.
I can try to protect my son from things that I've dealt with, insecurities and things like that. And he's like, Mom, that don't bother me.
Right.
That's not even his issue.
That's not his issue. That's your issue.
It's
my issue.
It's like, I know you need to work that out, but that ain't mine.
But I don't, that stuff doesn't bother me. So it's like, I think it's better if we, heal ourselves so we can see through a clear lens and then be able to see our kids for who they are so we can better assess them in different little hiccups and, brokenness in them or whatever they may be dealing with.
Right.
Because we don't even touch those issues.
We don't touch those issues. And I think it's so important that we honestly stop projecting, allow our children and our family and our loved ones to chart their own course and be open. Be open to when they come to us or when you want to talk to them because you may see them going down a path that is not good. Give them advice, but do it in a way that it's not judgmental.
Right.
Don't project what you don't went through.
And that's what I want to say. There's a difference between correcting your children and
guiding.
And guiding. Yeah, that's a good word because that's what you're trying to do. Guide them to be what you want them to be versus allowing them
to be what they are.
Who they are.
Absolutely.
And so there's a difference. So you can discipline your children. And we're not saying don't discipline the children, don't correct them when you see them going wrong. But don't put all your hopes and expectations and, like you said, live vicariously
through your children.
All your expectations.
What you didn't do.
Everybody always asks me about my kids. Are you trying to? Are they going to be doctors? Are they going to go down that path? And I'm like, that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
So I would love for them to be what they want to be. And
I
that applies to everything in their life.
Right.
I love that. Abigail is waving over here. We can't ever get a conversation going. No, I love it because she got something good to say.
You know, I got to get my little 2 cents.
Turn that camera on.
Turn it on. All right.
Turn it on her.
So, kind of just going based off of what y'all were saying, I do think that there's a time and a place for tough love.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes a child or anybody does need that from a parent or just someone that they look up to. Sometimes they need the tough love, someone to tell them how it is. But a lot of the time, someone just needs support.
Yeah.
They just need to hear that, like, I'm here for you. You're doing, like, you may not be perfect, but what you're doing is working for you, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of going off. Of
I appreciate that because I remember my oldest daughter. One of the things that I love so much about her, I love all of my children.
All different.
But they're so different. And it's not that you have to ever go into a lot of conversation. I have to go into a lot of conversation. She watches me. And so she literally watches me, and it's almost like what I do, how I move. It's like a sponge. Where the other ones, it's just different. And so you also have to be careful in your walk.
Right.
Yeah.
That's your real conversation.
That's your real conversation.
It's not the words that come out of your mouth. It's your actual walk.
It's how you walk, and you also have to say to your children, it's okay to not get it right. You can't make your kids feel like when they mess up, oh my God, the world is coming to an end. You just need, it's okay. But you need to ensure them that you're going to be there for them. We're getting some.
I know, but I'm going to say this to say that. I want to talk to some fathers out there real quick.
Okay.
When I was coming up, I thought I was a decent basketball player, and as I got older, I just got better and better. And so when my oldest son came up and I seen him at the age of 10, he was doing that thing real good. And so I'm nowhere near being in the NBA, but I put this expectation on my son. And there's a lot of fathers out there today, damn well you were never going to be in no NFL or the NBA, but you putting all that pressure on your son to do this.
Right.
Stop.
Stop doing it.
Cut the crap. Let that boy be who he need to be in life. Be the best person he can be in life, because it end up damaging the child. It end up damaging the child. So we have to stop doing that. I know that's a cut the crap, but I needed to talk to the fathers out there.
It's a thing.
That's a thing.
It is.
My son dad, he does that, but with his other kid. And he the guy, he's good. The little boy, he's good in football, but he put that pressure on him like really heavy. Right. And he's young. He's like 9 years old. But he don't
even let the boy play. Like he want to play marbles sometimes.
He's so big, but I know that's him.
Marbles. Shoot marbles or whatever.
But he puts that pressure on him, but it's really him telling him his younger self, you can do this, keep doing it, keep doing it, you better be better. But it's like, don't.
Generational curse.
But you know what I'm really learning through? I think I know God has a sense of humor. I believe that. Because through my grandkids, I'm really learning what this parenting is all about. So, sometimes my children will tell me, oh my, you can give that kind of great. Well, through my grandkids, I see it through a different eye, through a lens. And it doesn't mean that I didn't love my children. I love them with everything inside of me, but I really feel like God gave me a second chance. So I listen, I talk to them, I let them be just who they are. And they come to me like there is no tomorrow. And if I can give any advice to someone, whether you're a parent or whether you're a friend or whether you're an aunt, whether you're a cousin, give people a safe place to come and have a conversation with you. Share, even if they're broken, it's not making sense. Give a person a safe place to just get it out.
Right.
Get it out. That's the
you have a different responsibility with grandkids than you do with your children, because your children, that is, you are the parent, that is your responsibility. When you are a grandparent, that is your children's responsibility. Let me tell you, I have to disagree.
But before you go there, honey, I don't mean to cut you off by no means.
Okay. But
we do want to see what the listeners
have. I will, but I gotta say this here for me. When it comes to my grandkids, I get a little, and they can tell me. I'll give prime example, yesterday, I had my oldest granddaughter. I hadn't heard from her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just sent her a text message. Hey, how you doing? And then I popped up on the scene. And she was so excited to see me. And she shared, I needed to see you. With grandkids, it's not that, for me, I really do believe God gives us an opportunity to get it right before we close our eyes.
To do it better.
Yes. Yeah. And so I want my grandkids, and I employ anyone that's listening when you get to the grandparent
phase in life. Yeah.
And if you don't, there may be a niece or something else. Give them a safe place that they can come and share anything. Yeah. Because you may be the only ear that they tell that they can share what they are really going through.
Because that's what we don't give our children.
And we don't give our children because we're still trying to fix them.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. When you are a parent, you feel so responsible because you are the parent.
Yes.
You know, and your grandkids have their parents. You know, so you have to let them have that space with them. But you are in a different sphere where you are a much safer place and can let them be. You know, when they're like my grandmother, my mom always said about my children, I wouldn't let them eat sweets and snacks and things like that, trying to keep them healthy and keep that. When they go to grandma's, they get all the cake and cookies. And she's like, I'm just letting them live, and I'm like, I can't do that as a parent. Just
I'm not happy with me.
It's different, right?
There you feel like you have to fix them. My grandkids, I can have fun with them. I can enjoy them. I can listen. I can be relaxed.
And then I can send their bills home.
And then they send them home, and I don't have to do that anymore.
Well,
after saying that,
we have an amazing comment that came in. If you could read that's up on the screen.
All right. I have Lanita Benet. All you do is give advice and guidance, but we all have to walk through our own journey. And she also said, that's good. Don't put your expectations on your children because that might not be theirs.
And what I tell you is so true. And you said earlier, it's a generational curse. I think you said we're trying to live. It really is. And it's a game changer. Going back to our topic, it's a game changer, not just for them, but for you, because you get to see things through a different lens.
Right.
Yeah. You know, and it's so important that we literally stop looking through things through our broken lens. And the only way we can do that, we have to really look in the mirror. And I always like to say, because for the African-American culture, we didn't go to counseling. That was almost taboo. That was admitting something was wrong.
Right.
And there is no way that it's not something wrong when you went through years of slavery and abuse and everything. Yeah, we needed counseling. So now we are going through it, but it's okay. If you haven't went through it, seek help.
Right. Support.
Absolutely.
Seek help. No, we need counseling.
Yes.
It's nothing wrong. It's not taboo.
No, it's not.
Go through it. Go through it. Find someone that you're comfortable with talking about it, because you're projecting your brokenness. You're projecting your issues onto the very people that mean everything to you.
Right.
That's your children. That's
the counselors.
That's generation and generations.
Yeah, it is.
Generations of stuff that you are
putting on your family. You know, like
first you put it on yourself, and then that same thing you putting on yourself, you pouring into your children.
It's like saying, don't talk my business. Don't talk to nobody about what's going on in our house. Why would we say that to our kids?
Right.
Maybe they need to talk to someone outside to be able to know that what's going on is dysfunctional. Now, I would say to our kids, please be careful in the conversation you're having with anyone about anything, because everybody's not good for
about
you.
your
right. And so that's why counseling is so good, because that is a professional who is trained to be objective, you know, about your situation and guide you, you know, on an educated thinking, you know, healthy thinking pattern. That is a safe place, because those laws, those HIPAA laws, keep things confidential,
And they can't
go speak about it. But they also are able neutral and that objective view to remove judgment.
There you go.
And so it is very safe. And that's why, and I call it more life coaching than I do counseling, to kind of change the stigma of it a bit, that, you know, you're being coached to have a more positive way of dealing with yourself, your life, and others around you.
How to even just articulate your emotions.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to speak on how I'm feeling. Like, I don't know how to articulate that. So it does help with practicing and somebody coaching you how to pull those emotions out and put them into words.
And realize what you're doing and give you a way to cope and see through it and think through those situations to improve yourself and your responses.
Absolutely.
So
it's in my community, we have a huge problem with doing that. You know, and we just do not. I don't
Is that
know
your neighborhood? Is that the neighborhood?
In the black male community, I'm talking about. You know, I don't know about other communities, but I do know about the Black American culture, and we don't have a safe place where we can actually express our emotions. We don't.
You're
feel
taught
like
not to as men, and that's not just the Black community. That is a male.
I appreciate that.
A male.
But that goes back to what we were talking about when it comes to relationships and changing who we are. And it's always like, we as women, we're like, okay, let me see what works best for me. Let me see what man works best for me, who fit into my life, versus changing that perspective and saying, well, let me be the woman that a man needs. Let me be a safe place for him. How can I create a safe, positive environment for the man that I desire? Because let's say, you know, I want this multimillionaire man. I want this man he's rich, he's this, and he's everything. How can you, do you have what it takes to cover him? You know, because he don't need your money. Because a lot of times we think, okay, my credit have to be this, my bank account have to be this. He don't need that. He needs a safe place. He needs a woman that knows how to nurture him in areas
and bring
that
out the best.
And bring out the best.
It's so funny you just said that. This is so good. This is a good conversation. I was actually speaking to my brother cousin.
About game changers.
The game changer. I was talking to my cousin. He stopped by the house yesterday, and I call him my brother cousin. And I brought up, so when you plan on getting married? And so he said, that's about women. He said, it's two things that'll make a man decide to get married. And when he said that, it made me go, he said, it's either he know he's found the one, because in that environment, he has serenity. He knows that he can come into this environment where she's at, and she's going to give him peace. Or it's that woman has something that maybe it's not peace there now, but it's a calmness that he knows that no matter what, he's secure in that relationship. And he said women have a different outlook on relationship. A woman ties a whole bunch of things. Oh, he has to look this way. He has to make this. All these false things that we have in our head of what we expect a man to be and what a man is looking for. But a man just wants to come in and have peace at home. And that's why you find, you'll say, he went on to say that, you know, oh, this man, I put him through school. You know, I made sure he got that, and then he left. He says, but what were you doing to the man while he was in school? Oh, Lord, that's a good time to take a break, and we're going to come back and dig into that.
Okay.
We're back.
We're back. You know, there was a behind the scenes conversation. I guess that was a mic drop, what I had to say there. You know, and I'm going to get back to, and I know this show, it may run over about 5 minutes because we got a little, started a little late. Because we were having so much fun earlier. But I really want to, you remember what I just said before I dropped it, when I dropped the mic? I'm looking at you, Christina. What do you think about the expectations of a woman and versus a man? What we're looking for in trying to, when we want to mate up and get with a man.
What our expectations of, for me, what I'm learning, I expect a man to be, you know, led by God. A love of God. I want to see who you're led by, because you won't be able to lead me.
He can't even change the game if he's.
No, absolutely not. Because, you know, you are as much as your leader is. Like, who are you learning from? Who are you talking to? Where are you getting guidance and wisdom from? And then I'll
going to be able to cover you.
You'll be able to cover me better for what I need. You know?
I love that. You know, it's so funny. And then I'm gonna go to Dr. Pinkston, and then I'm gonna tell you about something that it was so simple And I don't think Brother Carter even realized how major it was for me just yesterday. But go ahead.
I think there's men and women come from very different places, like we were saying kind of during the break. And I think that for kind of a blanket statement, may not be true in all cases, but men are very practical thinkers, very providing, I see needing to feel secure in my environment and as a provider and a leader of a home or whatnot. And for women are very emotional and nurturing. And I think the two need to come together and we balance that, right?
Coexist, yeah.
Yeah. But I think that the problem with it is that both can go into extremes.
Yeah.
And we need to encompass, women need to have a little bit more practicality to them, men need to have a little bit more of a nurturing side. And it's difficult to ask people to change, but I think you have to remember you're a unit trying to provide two different frameworks. And it doesn't mean that,
That's
nurturing,
good,
that you
Doc.
can
I
only
like
be
what
a
you're
mom
saying.
and, that you're just supposed to be a mom at home, barefoot and pregnant. I'm not saying any of those types of things. I'm just saying that as our basic nature, we are there as a unit. Now, I know that it's not just women, men and women. I know that there's different households and different sexualities and things like that. I get that, but we're keeping it here for now. And so it is what it is. And so, but that when you're talking about putting personalities together, they say opposites attract. Why not? There's some truth to that, and that's to balance, balance the act. But when we get selfish and we take off in extremes, too emotional, or too practical, not considering other people's needs and feelings, you're there to provide, and nurture each other.
Yeah.
So I know that's kind of the way I see it, creating
That's
a balance.
well said, Doc.
Thank
I
you.
see why you have a doctorate
I
in
have,
front of
I
your
have a
name.
degree somewhere in that. I don't know. It's tucked away somewhere in there.
But, for me, when I think about, oh wow, ooh, this is deep.
So
simple.
The thing is that we have to learn how to not be so selfish.
Right.
Just what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah,
Doctor,
absolutely.
is that we tend to believe that this is the way I am. This is who I'm gonna be.
Right.
You either accept
bend
it or
with
you
not.
don't.
And so
Right.
you can't do that.
And you can't do that. And we have to get to a place where we start considering outside of
Stop thinking
ourselves.
so much of
Right.
you and your needs.
Right,
And remember, other people have
right.
feelings and needs.
Exactly.
I literally
I preach that every Saturday around here. So I appreciate you saying it.
Okay. I think, all right. Awesome. We're on the same page here.
Well, I
I see this,
definitely want to say this, and I was saying to you guys something that was so simple that was so
Mhm.
major for me. I came in, I had to make a quick run. As I said, my brother Carter went to visit his uncles and them last evening. And so I ran out to run to the store real quick. And as I came back in, it was dark in front of the house, but I was comfortable with that. Never happened because it's always light because it was dark. It was nighttime, but I took for granted it didn't just automatically come on. The lights don't automatically. My husband makes sure. Yeah. And so I called him. I was on the phone talking to one of my girlfriends, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got to call my husband because it's dark going in this house. And so I put her on hold and I called him. I said, babe, how do you turn the lights on? There is no lights. And I'm not talking about the porch light because he has these up lights. And so he says, oh, wait a minute, I got you. And I said, what you mean? I'm here, you're there. That's how much I knew. So we take things for granted. And instantaneously, the lights came on. And so I told
you said, let there be light.
That's right.
And so I said to
Google Home now.
I said to my girlfriend, I said,
you got to have a man, girl.
I said to my girlfriend, I said, let me say something to what just happened. I'm not going to skate over that. If you don't have someone in your life, no matter where you're at, that it's going to instantaneously make
turn
sure
that
you're
light
good,
on.
turn that light on, make sure that you're good. You need to check what you're dealing with.
Right.
And so I wanted to say to you, even though you were down there taking, you didn't even know I was having all these emotions going on.
Right.
And my chest was sticking out. Even though you were down there, enjoying your family.
You just asked, I say, I got you, baby. I got you.
And I'm telling you, he was not around the corner.
Right.
And so, but I didn't know. I took for granted the things that he does to keep me safe.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So men kind of.
You think I just supposed to take the garbage out? Huh?
Yeah, because I'm not.
I do that because this.
I'm sorry. But I'm saying all that to say, ladies, what we look to as being important to us is not what's important to the man.
Right.
It's important to this man that I'm safe, that we're good around the house, that everything is secure. He locks down things. And so I'm saying,
and there's a lot of women out there that have a man like that do things and make things happen. But you have to reciprocate.
Right.
You have to, and you have to do those things to make him feel secured and feel the king. I like the word you said, being a king that he's supposed to be.
Yes.
And so, and if you sitting there just pounding him all the time,
come on now.
That man he never can get his head up because he's getting pounded in the world, especially as a black man in America today. And then you come home and the wife beating your ass again. Where can I be a man at in this society?
But that's the thing where we mess up sometimes too. We feel like we have to reciprocate exactly what he does for us.
No.
Versus saying, let me see what he needs, because he supplies, he comes with my needs, not what he do for me. Yeah. So he spend money on me, so let me spend money on him. So I'm reciprocating.
That's not what he's talking about.
Right. I need to identify what my man needs, so I can pour into him just as much as he pour into me. Absolutely. I can cover him and have his back how he have my back.
Right. That's what a relationship is, even in a friendship.
So let me ask you, ladies, since we have a panel here, and I know we don't have a lot of time. So what do you think a man needs? What's one of the most important things you think a man wants in his house?
Well,
outside of sex.
Thank you. Outside of that.
Talking about outside of sex.
That's first.
Like we talked about, he needs a safe place, a place where he can feel comfortable, a place where he can feel appreciated.
I think.
He can feel validated, just a place where
I see that.
Be a man and be the king of his castle. And not saying that he has control over you, but
not at all. You don't have to be threatened by that.
No.
I think a lot of women can feel threatened sometimes by that.
A man don't necessarily want to be a dictator.
Right.
You don't want to just
but he
do
wants
what I
to
say.
lead his home.
Being a man, if that's what you want.
Right.
I think what a man wants.
What you think a man?
I think what you want. Because I don't care about what no other man wants.
Well, don't tell anybody.
Well, no, they can, but only you can give it to me. I think having that place of serenity, peace. My husband always Brother Carter always talks about.
We talked about this yesterday morning. Remember, I was sitting out in the back. In the early in the morning with my coffee, and I was just sitting there, just listening to the birds and the wind blowing.
And I came out with my cup of coffee because I've seen him out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go disrupt his peace.
You came out with a conversation. And the conversation took away the peaceness,
the peace
out of
because I came
where
out
I was.
Because I came with a problem.
Right.
And so you have to be careful, women, that you're not injecting
timing.
It's everything. Now there are times you have to have a conversation.
But I appreciate you though, because you did catch yourself and you say, let me take my ass back in the house.
We'll do this later. We'll do it over cocktails or coffee.
And I think that's so important. And I know that this may not be the conversation for everyone, but these are game changers that can change your relationship, that can change your life. You take what you can take out of this conversation, and you learn something, whether you're a male or a female. We all have different needs, but we really have the same needs. We just want to be validated.
We do, but we don't have respect for others.
Oh, come on now.
So you need to respect
y'all finna start a whole nother show.
I'm so sorry. We got another hour. Let's do this now.
We got a whole show. Baby, let me tell you something. Y'all better go get some Taste of Intoxic because we're going to talk about that. But I do believe that if we get out of the way of always thinking about me, and we start considering someone else, I think it'll be a better place for all of us, and the relationship will just flourish. And so just thank you for, even though you were taking time Brother Carter was taking time to have some men time with his uncles and his cousins over there, but he never took his eye off the prize.
You know what? Can I tell you just something briefly? When I was married, and I married him for a reason, and I still care about him in a lot of different ways. It's different now, and that's fine. But I do remember in the years that it was very good that we could be in a room full of people, and the kids are screaming, and families everywhere, and we've been cooking. The house is a mess now, and so and so's fighting over there and talking about somebody else, and just a mess. And then you could look across the room, and when you met eyes, you knew there was a whole conversation
without
there.
opening your mouth.
Right. And it was just this, you locked, and it was like, I got you, and I know what you're thinking. And you got that return back. That is when you know that you are in the right sphere. Yeah. It could be a friendship or anything, whatever. But when you just have that unsaid conversation of, I got you, and I've got your back. And that's so important.
We want him back.
Yeah. Right. So no, but and it's still, in some ways it's still there because we're here to raise our children now. He's remarried and all things. We're business partners still and all. Great. I'm married for a reason. Great person.
You have a new boo thing now.
Yeah, I know. I do. I have a new boo thing.
We ain't gonna talk about that ex.
I gotta put it in. He's all right. You know what? He respects that.
For a reason.
He respects that, and that's what's.
But
that's
she
what's
has
important.
an amazing new boo thing that actually meets the woman that she is today. And the woman that she is today, when she had the additional weight on her, she inflicted it on others. And so the woman she is today has shedded that weight. And so
there's a lot of weight that went with
open.
that.
That's right.
Different weight.
There is a whole bunch that went with
spiritual.
that now when I tell you this woman here is light, not just in weight. She is light in life. So with that being said, this has been a great conversation. I've actually taken something, and God allowed me to reflect back in on the simple things, but are major in my life and in my relationship. Again, I keep saying thank you for always having my back.
Keep it simple.
And I want every woman to experience. It's not always perfect. It's not always hunky-dory, but what do they do when it counts? And start rewarding them for what they do when it counts. With that being said, it's time for final thoughts. And
let's have a comment or two from people that's out there.
What we've had is that they've really enjoyed the show. They really. We're getting a lot of good feedback on them enjoying the show, and they really are engaged in this conversation. And it's helped a lot of people. So I want to start off by saying, and because we were running over and we got another something else going on behind the scenes, I'm going to turn to Dr. Pinkston.
Dr. Pinkston.
And I'm going to ask that you share your experience on the Love and Victory show with Val and what you want to leave the people with. And on top of that, how can they find you?
Oh, great. Thank you. I appreciate that as always. I've known you again since February or so, and I've just met you. And so you're very right. It is a family atmosphere. You're very, very beautiful people. Thank you. Wow. I appreciate you so much. This has been, and I'm glad I finally got to come to Houston and meet you face to face. We know each other a while now, but just actually we've never actually met. So I truly appreciate it. So you're doing some wonderful things. You really are. So it's about changing people's lives and making a difference. And that's what I'm trying to do too. I did more of a medical sphere. And that's why I'm doing the podcast. I have years of media behind. I was talking with Ed outside about now. I think I've got almost 10 years of experience in the media. It just gets better and better. So I'm on San Antonio radio, but it podcasts out nationally. And you can find it at drpbetterlife.com. I have everything there. So you've got all the links you can go to for the podcast, but I've got my social media and things like that. So go take a look and join and share and save and do all that. Look at there. There it is. She does it every time. Abigail does it every time. drpbetterlife.com. So please go check it out. But it is. And I really appreciate you guys letting me come on today and talk. This is a very important conversation.
Oh, you'll be back.
Oh, good. Okay.
You'll be back.
All right. Well, I'll just make that little path I-10 here.
You are definitely welcome back. And to my I can't even. I'm just gonna go and say my good Judy. Tell the people what
we're
you're
so
experiencing.
grateful to have you on the show before.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm not gonna move
Thank
past
you.
that. I'm coming back to
Thank
that.
you. I know.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Leave your final thoughts, your experience on the show, and then, of course, what you want to leave the people with. And
my experience on the show is nothing short of amazing. Every time, like, I learn so much, and I learn so much more about myself too. I may not say it, but just to have these conversations, just to talk about these things and to share it with other people, it's just an amazing experience. It's like a growing experience for me, and I just want to thank you both. Just for creating this space, for us to talk and to share different things in our experience, because it helps.
This is
way
like therapy.
more.
It is, isn't it? Yeah,
it really is for me.
Sure it is.
And especially where I'm at in life now, it's like it's a must. It's needed for me, because not everybody that you meet you can have these conversations with.
And grow with.
Yeah,
you have to grow from everybody you meet. Some you can, some.
How can they find you? And then I got to say something about you. Go ahead.
My social media link, even though I've been off social media for a while now, but all my information is linked there. It's On Cue Makeup, ONCUE Makeup, and that's on all platforms. I think Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and then I also have a link to my website on there as well, and my email and information.
She's amazing. And the reason I wanted to come back to you, I was in a place when God brought you in my life that I really was. I knew who I was, but I was struggling with standing in who I was, and the connection that just walking in the room that you gave me was saying you're on the right track and don't fall back. And so I'm going to say to you, you're on your right track. Keep standing in your truth. God has already created the right person for you, and he is right around the corner. Don't go get him.
Right.
Let him come to you.
Yes, absolutely.
I just have to say that because you, Christina, you are an amazing woman.
Thank you.
And you have so much to offer, not just in relationship, but just at being a good woman, a good person, a good mother, a single mother out there. You sometimes when you're doing things on your own, you think nobody see you. I see you.
Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful to hear?
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
So
the Bible says a man that findeth a wife found a good thing, not a woman that founded the husband.
There you go. And they get it all mixed up. And then I'm going to turn.
And he finds a wife.
Yeah.
Come on, say that too. So that's why we have to train ourselves, and we have to learn in our singleness to be a wife.
Yeah.
And we have to practice
Be a wife as you are single.
As you are single. Because
Be what you want to be in life.
A man find a wife.
Yeah.
You don't find a woman.
People always want you to be. People always be who you gonna be.
Right.
I always tell my children. I tell young
Y'all
ladies.
done missed my thought for the
That's
thing.
okay. I'm sorry. I tell young ladies, if you're looking for that big job opportunity, then walk in it today.
Yeah.
Dress for it today.
Right. Manifest it.
Yes, you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna just give you this and expect to get that.
No,
you're gonna get just what you're given.
That's right.
So now,
That's right.
I'm gonna turn
Okay.
to Brother Carter.
I'm gonna talk about the game changer.
Okay.
The game changer. The game changer does not start with people outside of yourself.
Come on now.
The game changer starts with you. If you allow other people to shape you, form you, make you, you'll never be the authentic person that you are ordained to be in life.
Come on now.
And so the game changer starts, you got to start realizing that you have the power within yourself to be anything that you want to be in life. We all have the answers to the questions in our lives sitting right here.
They right inside.
Yeah.
Right here.
Already.
They're not out there.
Right.
They're not in you. They're not in you. For me, and shit I'm saying.
Yeah.
The answer for your questions lies within you. Same with you. So, having said that, once you change, like Dr. Pinkston has lost all the weight. She was 300 pounds or whatever. And we all have things that we've gone through that changed.
That was her physical.
That was her physical ailment, should I say. And, you know, we all have some physical ailments. I was on drugs. I was, you know, as a young person coming up. And I had to get over that portion of my life. And so when you make that change in life, that person that you were is still there. If you had those insecurities when you was on drugs, when you were overweight, when you were in the streets, or whatever this case may be, that person is still there. But it's up to you as an individual to not allow that individual, those insecurities, to keep on manifesting themselves in your present.
You are born perfect. And that's the way God said, this is you.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Lord, oh my
I appreciate you so much, but I'm not that perfect.
I was looking straight at it when I said that. So door open and I walked away.
What a great way to wrap y'all up. So with that being said, this has been an amazing show. I normally get Abigail in the behind the scenes to come in and give their expectation of how the show was to them and what they got out of it. But because we have ran over, I already know because I see their face. This has been an amazing show. You can catch us every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. I thank you so much, Dr. Pinkston, for the travel here from San Antonio to Houston. And of course, to my wonderful sister who sacrificed her early Saturday morning to be here, both of you guys. But again, I couldn't do it without our amazing listeners, followers, people out there, and our team doing what they have to do to make sure that we are on air like we're supposed to do, giving good content. I thank you all, and you can follow us on everything LV with the Val.
Don't forget to tell them on Wednesday. Tell them, Abby.
Tell them what's going on.
What happened on Wednesday mornings at 8 o'clock?
So every Wednesday morning, we have Tasteful and Toxic live on our radio station. You can listen to that on the LV with Val app or on the LV with Val website. We also have VK Career Conversations on the first and third Monday at 8 a.m. On the LV with Val website and on the LV with Val app. And then, of course, don't forget to vote for Miss Valerie Carter for Fab Over 40. We're going to put that QR code up real quick. But you can also vote. There's a link that will take you straight to the voting on lvwithval.com. So everything you need is on lvwithval.com.
Hey, guys, I don't want to skate over that. Thank you for bringing that up. If y'all want uncut, the real who Brother Carter is, you got to take.
It's gonna be the same.
I'm scared.
You got to check out Tasteful and Toxic. And I'm always the one that he tends to push over to the toxic side. So check it out. It's really a good show. It is growing like by leaps and bounds. I really love it. And until next Saturday, everybody can look in the camera and say goodbye. We love you.